them, but I'm sure they're on their way. Yeah. There we go. We just need presentation mode and we're off, I think. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is just the document we had put together that kind of sums up the initial year of, funded CID activities. So we were able to really look back and learn from all the projects and initiatives that we've been undertaking in our area. And it's just a report that will really highlight some of the work conducted. So mainly, the first stakeholder or funder that really got us going was the Trust for Urban Housing Finance. So they funded an initial team of 4 urban rangers that really were focused on the cleaning, greening, and placemaking of the area. And that really was strengthened through programs like the Social Employment Fund that allowed us to have more urban rangers. And these are just some of the supporters that have been supporting us in our initial year since, I would say, last year, September. And just to obviously reiterate, this is where Makers Valley is situated. It's in the east of Johannesburg, mainly Bertrams, Lawrenceville, Julius Paarl, Bezuidenhout Valley, and Troyville. It is an area that's really plagued by urban decay, it's really plagued by unemployment, illegal dumping, and a range of other service delivery issues. As this was the initial team, as I said, that were initially funded, and they are with obviously their fearless leader Miso, who has has done just amazing work in our area with trying to address waste management and increasing awareness and educating the community on correct waste management and the importance of a clean area and a clean environment. So this aspect we call this pillar of Makers Valley is called MV Environments. As I said, it's really focused on addressing illegal dumping, grass cutting, crime, potholes, damaged streetlights, and other ranges of service delivery issues. The primary goal is to just create a clean community that has low levels of crime, urban gardens, and well taken care of green areas where the residents have a great knowledge and care for their natural environment. These are just, more deeper detail of the tasks that the urban rangers undertake. We partner with Water for the Future to remove alien invasive species in our area. We partner with Pick It Up for street sweeping, as they have a team of street sweepers as well, just to coordinate the process. We partner with City Parks for the grass cutting. And we are trying to establish that partnership with JRA right now to, unblock certain stormwater drains. And we also do door-to-door community engagement campaigns and placemaking because, we understand the value of a slow, incremental, inclusive process where, the community is brought in at every step and there's a lot of deliberation and a lot of engagement and communication on ways to move forward. So we are very deeply immersed in our community. We have regular conversations on a way forward and how to improve on these tasks that we are conducting to kind of have a bigger impact in our area. And these are just some of the visuals and examples of what we are busy with in our area. We are, as I said, the street sweeping, the litter pickup, and the door-to-doors. We conduct a door-to-door every bi-monthly, so every 2 months, just to check in and get feedback on what we're currently doing and how to improve upon it. This is just more examples of places like where we've put urban gardens, and some graffiti along the community. But in terms of street libraries and intersection repair, this is something we are wanting to get into now that, we've settled in with the CID activities, and we're just trying to expand it, but also expand it in a way that is meaningful and impactful, that really resonates with tactical urbanism tenants that really dictate on what to do in key spaces in the area to really change the morphology of the space to be used better. So this is kind of our growth initially. So the site in blue is the initial site that we were given by the Trust for Urban Housing Finance. And we're able to really go in and pilot the process of cleaning, greening, and placemaking. And through the Social Employment Fund, we've been able to grow into the yellow areas, which are, surrounding that initial sites that was largely based off of Victoria Yards and the Nando's head office. Now we've expanded more into the Bertram's area and in some parts of Troyville. We've been able to establish to date now 10 food gardens in the area that the community is able to access freely when the harvest is ready. We've essentially cleaned 20 dumping spots out of the original 33 that we had highlighted when we began the CID activities. As I said, the team has been able to grow from four urban ranges to 37 urban ranges through the Social Employment Fund. And, we are continuing our growth, our community. There's a high demand for the urban rangers to come in and maintain more of the Makers Valley area. And, these are things that are in the pipeline with projects like your Woza Works, which is currently under pause, but these are just things that are in talks to kind of increase our impact and our reach. And these are just some of the visuals of before and after images that just show, the impact of these food gardens in our area. Just to show you how these spaces look before and after, where now even the community assists in maintaining these food gardens. They assist with water. They assist with making sure people aren't dumping on these areas. So all these areas, as you can see, were all full of weeds, full of dumping, and very, underutilized and not cared for spaces. And now we've intervened in these spaces, and these are just 4 of them. And these are just more activities that have happened throughout the year. We were able to do environmental marches. We were able to do community cleanups. We do environmental workshops where we educate the community on proper waste management and the importance of recycling, and just making them aware that certain things aren't really waste, like food waste can be compost, and other waste can be reused as flower pots and things of that nature. This is through Pick It Up. We were able to do a large scale placemaking initiative on Mandela Day at the corner of Albertina and Bertram's Road, which was, I would say, largely successful in revamping the space from a dumping spot to now a public space that you can actually use now and utilize for the better. As I said, obviously with the Social Employment Fund, right now we have 122 ordinary participants and 11 skilled workers, 17 organizations who are working 64 hours a month. And these are just some of the pictures of the work that's being undertaken on a daily in our area, from soup kitchens to ECD programs to cleaning to patrolling and school programs. And we have with CRUM conducted a law enforcement task team where we went in with our patrollers and urban rangers, and we were essentially doing bylaw enforcement, and that gave them a chance to learn more of city processes and city legislations. And yeah, as I said, this is just the summary of what we've been able to achieve in the first year. We are a small organization, but we are really excited and happy for all the small strides that we are making towards, a clean, green, and safe environment. We've been able to collect 4,000 refuse bags since last year in 2022. As we've said, we've established gardens, we've grown the team, and we've even been awarded by Pick It Up on our efforts to minimize waste and convert dumping spots into food gardens. As I said, we've partnered with Water for the Future. We've partnered with Love Our City Cleaning Our Placemaking, as they are the main recyclers in the area. And right now we keep growing and advancing our relationships with the city through MOUs and SLAs. So yes, in the past 6 months, every month, we've been able to collect 5% less refuse bags. We've been doing placemaking and just community recycling workshops, sports events, just all centered on strengthening social cohesion, strengthening awareness and education, because that's a big factor where a lot of our community members were just not using their dustbins, or they were succumbing to the culture of just dumping on the corner of the street because it's just the trend. So we're just trying to change that social fabric and behavior that, proper waste management is really, really important. And then, yeah, we also do a lot of monitoring and evaluation. This is done through a platform named Survey 123 that tracks our service delivery issues, and through a survey tool called the Green Light Movement tool that measures the poverty in our area. And we also do community surveys through the door-to-door initiatives to kind of get more information on the community. We're not as technologically advanced as Katlego, but yeah, we are, ensuring that we are growing our intelligence and information on the community so we know where to intervene specifically. So this is just a map of the service delivery issues. This map compared to last year's map is night and day. So we've experienced overall a 24% decrease in service delivery issues since we started reporting these service delivery issues through this app that we were given access through the Citizen Relationships and Urban Management CRUM, who they are able to kind of get a deeper feel of our community in terms of which MOUs need to be more effective. As you can see with us, it's JRA, and then second is City Power. We are able to show them which streets are the most problematic streets and what are the problems, which us, a leading one is obviously dumping, potholes, and damaged street lights. And then this is just the rating of the service delivery in our area through this reporting tool. And obviously we are placed at a clearly evident level of service delivery issues. And, we are trying to work towards moving towards evident to isolated incidents with the continual incremental decrease in service delivery issues. These are just the results from the Green Light tool now, M&E, that just shows that, over half of our community is in poverty. And it just gave us certain indicators on, what to focus on. For example, our subcategories we need to focus on is income and employment, and obviously self-awareness and motivation. So this is also, I think, an interesting slide to share of, we just asked 100 households to rate us. So clearly what we are succeeding in right now is that everyone can just see that the area is becoming more cleaner and greener. I think there was a huge concern with response times from JMPD and just the crime in the area, because we have been experiencing some gradual increase in knife crimes and muggings. And, we are, in talks with crime, in talks with the police to kind of see what we can do to kind of mitigate all these crimes and just identify the hotspots and address them systematically. And then this is just another emphasis. I think a number like 95 to 4 in terms of the area getting clean is a very good indication that in terms of the cleaning and greening, we are on the right track, and we just need to strengthen our works in the safety aspects with the help of the JMPD, SAPS, and CRUM that we are currently in talks in. And then this is just a look at our future plans. We are trying to carry on the trend of 5% decrease in refuse bags. We want to do more placemaking, and we want to continue the law enforcement task teams that really emphasize the importance of bylaw enforcement and following the bylaws. And it just keeps teaching the community on the rights and wrongs, and strengthening that awareness and education aspects that we really, really want to emphasize. Because there is just repeated behavior that we want to address, like that corner street dumping. And yeah, I think that just really quickly summarizes the year, and just our focus is to keep on working on waste management, to keep on working on greening and placemaking, and just to keep adding the sports events and other methods of strengthening social cohesion.
Yes, thank you, Katlego. I mean, it's incredibly impressive. Please don't leave us. I just have to make an apology to Michaela, and then I'm going to come back to you and ask for hands and questions and input. Michaela, I believe there's so much going on in the city at the moment. Wayne couldn't join us, and you were going to do feedback on Firm and Josie My Josie, and we're really looking forward to that, but unfortunately you have to leave us right now. Do you want to make a comment at all right now, or shall we leave this to find another way to communicate to everybody what's going on?
And I think we are going to be circulating some feedback during the course of this month from the firm. I'll give that newsletter through to Katie so that she can circulate. And then I think next month we'll do a proper presentation for Josie My Josie in terms of what's coming and what they're planning.
Yes. Okay. Just please, I'm sorry about this because you did warn me and it got out of hand here. Please keep the SIDS in the inner city, which I know you will, involved in Josie My Josie, so that, because they can definitely support the work and the thinking and the strategy. So I think that'll be wonderful. Thank you. Katlego, let's see. I just love your work there. I've got a very soft spot, obviously, because of the incubation that was done when I was still involved with JICP. So I love to see that I'm sure you're struggling financially, and I'm sure it's a struggle, but your team are really doing wonderful work. You've built an amazing relationship with Region F, with JMPD, with other bodies and groups. Your team's learned a huge amount. It's just fantastic. Any questions or comments from the grouping here? I saw that Yale said well done. Quite right too. Katie?
Thanks, Anne. Thanks, Katlego. I was just wondering how the food gardens work. Who has access to the food, once it's grown?
Okay, so it's literally available for the entire community. It's not fenced, so that's our way of just making sure that the community takes ownership of these farms. So it's really just it's for anyone who's food insecure. We've just harvested our first crops, which we were very excited about. But yeah, it's basically for anyone who needs it.
Great. Any other comments? And if you haven't been there, of course, the answer also is to go and visit your colleagues. Yes. So some of you be brave and go north to Sandton, and if you're very brave, go and see Rogero and his challenges. There's a huge amount of learning. I know you're busy, undercapacitated. It's challenging, but it's quite energizing to go and have a cup of coffee on the ground with the colleagues in a completely different area. So I would suggest some of you might try and do that. Thanks, Katlego. I'm seriously impressed with the work you're doing. We all are. So well done. Keep it up. And long may TUHF stay holding your hand. That's all I can say.
Thank you.